Hello, I am Shaurya Thapa of Borrowing Tape, and today I'm joined with Marco Perego, the director of the 2024 short film Dovecote, which is a part of this year's Oscar shortlist for Best Live Action Short. First of all, congratulations, Marco, for making it to the shortlist.
Thank you so much.
And just for our listeners who might not have watched Dovecote for now, I would like to tell them that Dovecote stars Zoe Saldaña, who is anyway dominating this year's awards race for her performance in Emilia Perez. And Saldana in this short film plays an inmate in a prison in Venice who has just completed her sentence and is now preparing to face the outside world again. So, Marco, how did you get inspired to direct an emotional prison film like this?
Yeah, I was invited to be part of the Venice Biennale this year. Zoe and I we was invited to be part of the Venice Biennale, and the pavilion was in the inside of the women prison, La Giudecca, the institution La Giudecca, and I was lucky to really meet all these women and ask them about the emotion they was going through, and the question came up a lot was about what freedom is. And in the film, the discussion we try to have it is about what really freedom is. Is freedom more outside or freedom is more inside? Is inside where people can see you and you belong? Where is really freedom is? And that's all the question of Dovecote.
But what was the experience? Like, I believe that Dovecote, the prison that we see in Dovecote, that was a real life prison in Venice.
It's still a prison. All the women, the majority of the women inside the film, they're all inmate,
Yeah.
and all the prison is a facility working for women. That actually is a great facility because was an old like monastery can now transform in an active prison, and they was super collaborative to shoot in the film Dovecote inside.
So, as you said, most of the extras were real life inmates and they were
Yes.
collaborators. But as a filmmaker yourself, you have to be, you have to be sensitive as well that, like nowhere is my camera feeling too invasive or nowhere am I feeling like, am I like exploiting their story because
And that's
you
a
know,
very, very good question. When we met them, the idea was how much they can trust us.
yeah.
That video trust. And I remember when Alex, my co-writer and mentor, Alex Dinaliris, myself and Zoe, we went up and we showed the film to this inmate. They come to us and they say, "Thank you, you guys see us." And for us was the more important gift. We at the beginning was difficult to on their own trust, but slowly, what we try to do is to really show an intimate portrait of all these women. Okay, at the end of the day, there is a humanity. There is a sense of belong, there is a sense of humanity in this great community they created.
For me as a viewer, what I found different about Dovecote was that often, especially in Western, in like Hollywood movies and in all these, Instagram tourist videos, Venice is often depicted as this touristy city. It just has boats, canals, artworks. There's the Renaissance city, and we just see the bright side of the city. But in your film, it starts with a boat and a canal, so I'm like, oh yeah, that's just another Venice film. But then when your film has these black and white sequences where we see what goes inside this woman's prison in Venice, so that was very different for me. uh so like, was the city of Venice a conscious decision for you? Like, did you feel like Dovecote can work in any other city, or did you feel like, yeah, there's the appeal of
I don't
Venice?
know. When we wrote this with Alex, the more important things was when I went the first time to Met, I felt very. I don't know that Venice have a prison, and when I knew about what I discovered was, for example, in the La Giudecca, there is this incredible hotel in Venice, like people going and like you say, tourists, and these women inside the prison, they actually clean the shift bed of this hotel, and this is something really be touching for me. And the idea to choose the black or white and the blue, it was a very meaningful. Like if you think about when we talk about freedom, outside the movie is shot in 4:3, all square, contained, cut all the time. Inside is shot black or white, never the camera never stops. It's one long take, and it's a big frame of 239. Why? Because the question is freedom inside or outside? Like literally, like the question of claustrophobia, the question of, and the idea, the gesture to go in, to the hole was like, oh, look inside here. Stop to walk around, looking all these tourists. This is all beautiful, but now look, there is women, there is life there. There is each one of them have a story, and I think the shot with all the women they look in the camera, they have a very very sense of look at me, I'm here. But everybody can have their own explanation, their own feeling. But look at me, I'm a woman, and look at me in the eyes.
Yeah. And was it a conscious decision to make the film very low on dialogues? Like there are more emotions than speaking parts in
Yes,
it.
actually, it's a very, very good question. I tell you why. When we
Yeah.
was in Venice, I was walking the first time around the prison, and I really felt rumors. And I discovered, say, what is these rumors? And all these women, they were sharing 10 women at a time, one cell. And what we did, we put a little microphone with the permission, of course. And we understand that everybody is speaking a different dialects. There are 81 women inside, 23 they are from Italy, some from all the rest of the world, like North of Africa, East of Europe. And what we learned it was like a Babel tower. I think with the idea of Alex was no language, no dialogue, and just have the feeling, the visceral sensation about the feeling of you living that and the images.
Yeah. And so you saw this, as you mentioned, like there are women of different languages, communities, backgrounds,
Sure.
but you see them living together. How did that make you feel as a filmmaker? Like, you see the sense of community, uh,
Because sometimes what
like,
is more important is where you belong. I think the more important key is like if you're watching the scene where Zoe decide to leave and another woman come in, you see a cycle, keep
yeah,
going a cycle. The idea is, you know, actually from storytelling, I think Alex did something very brilliant where, in the second act of the film, majority of the time your character is a point where your character I think is lost. And what he did, he decided to send out your protagonist and bring inside a new person. And when she be special and everything is the lower point is their character. It mean every woman they're going, they go a cycle. The first woman come in is sense of loneliness, but with time she building this amazing community, building a place where belong. And because you belong, you be see. And
yeah,
sometimes they say for that reason, because sometimes it's much better to be inside where people see you, okay, outside where you're completely invisible. You're like the pigeon.
yeah. And Marco, my final question for you, and I'm sure every journalist would have asked you this question, so my apologies if it annoys you, but Zoe Saldana is your creative partner and your wife as well. So
Yes,
how was
correct.
it working with Zoe, and how
Amazing.
how did you manage to convince her, considering her busy schedule? Like she's in
No,
so
no,
many projects.
I love working with her. I learning everything for her. I really think Zoe is one of the best actor of her generation. I feel blessing and grateful because she's my partner in both in my life and also in making art together because I really enjoy and I learning so much from her.
But like, I was asking that, she's in so many projects every year, like, TV or film. So how did she like, get the time to, shoot this film with you?
Oh, she was very, like me. We was both very grateful to thanks Chiara Parisi and Bruno Racine to be part of the Venice Biennale, and
Yeah.
now was a very beautiful, gift and invited.
Yeah. How long did it take for
We
you
take
to make the
5 days
film?
to prep and 5 days shooting.
Oh, all right. That looks quite masterful, man. The
Oh,
end
thank you.
product.
Thank you so much.
Like,
And
thanks.
Shauna, thank you so much for taking your time to watching the movie and so
Yeah.
grateful. Thank you.